the base of your spine, for sourcing and urgings, you receive the moon card. Secrets or deception. Something's going on in the backdrop of the Wizard of Oz curtain that you don't know about. The reflective light of the moon makes things distorted, and sometimes when you're walking the path, everything looks so different from at night than during the day. You have to start delineating what is going on. You understand that you have to find out what these secrets are for you to go forward in your life. The clarification card is the star. You are actually waking up. You're seeing the star. Dante had to see the star in order to get out of the circles of hell. And here as well, too, is that the star can mean that you have guides, or some guides are coming into your life now, but you have to talk to guides. You have to let them know what's going on, what you need, and that you do need their help. Up here in the pelvic or sacrum, what I call awakening and arousing, you receive the Lover's card. This can be about a sexual relationship, an affair, a marriage, a love affair. It could be a union. It can be a companionship. It can be a friendship. All different types of partnerships. But here it's saying that you're feeling pretty good about where you're at, spiritually and sexually. You've found somebody maybe that you can depend on and trust that you hadn't had in the past. And the clarification card is the moon. Here it is. You got two moon cards, so there is some lying or deception going on. Maybe you're giving too much trust to a certain person that doesn't deem having such trust. Here in your solar plexus, in what I call feeling and sensing, the Miser card, the Four of Pentacles. It's not that you're not being charitable. Maybe you've been too charitable to certain people that don't deserve it, but it's about hanging on to something that probably isn't serving you anymore, and it's not advancing your life. And perhaps it has something to do with the Lover's card and what type of secrets that are surrounding the Lover's card from having the Moon card twice. Let's look at the clarification card, and it's the Three of Wands. This is a movement card. You're moving forward. You've made some decisions, and it's down in the subconscious, just wanting to come up to the surface of your consciousness, but it's not there yet, but you know you want to move on. You know you want to change. You've been hanging on to some old ideas or some old things for way too long. Here in the heart of the matter is you receive the Emperor. He wants you to act like an emperor. Take control of your life. The emperor runs his empire through laws and rules and words. And he's the paternal father, and perhaps somebody will be coming into your life that will be representing the emperor and help you organize and straighten things out, because he is the master of organization. Clarification card, the Ace of Pentacles. It's a new beginning with wealth, but here it appears for you to be wealthy is for you to determine what type of secrets have been hidden in the backdrop. Here in your throat, what I consider communicating and teaching, you receive the High Priestess. If you've noticed, you've received quite a few major arcana cards. You have the Star, two Moons, the Lovers, the Emperor, and now you have the High Priestess. For this being in the communication part of your chakra, what it's saying to you is that you have to listen to her subtle messages, because she's there to give you a spiritual awakening. She's there to give you some type of messages, but if you're racing around and not paying attention, you can miss her messages quite easily. And I think your guardians are saying, yes, listen to what has to be said to you. Because she's going to give you the direction. She's teaching you. The clarification card is the Sun. You're not reveling over success more than if you listen to the High Priestess, you will have or be able to revel over some new found information that's going to make a big difference. Here in the scene and envisioning the third eye, you see the Nine of Swords. It's a sorrow card. Something has bothered you enough that it's kept you awake at night. And you're trying to figure something out or resolve something, and it might have something to do with the Four of Pentacles, where you're hanging on to something, and here in some kind of love situation, there's secrets with the Moon. But it's been bothering you, and you don't want that to bother you anymore. And here you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is an odd card to have with that, but it means you're a skilled person. You understand what's going on, but more in your personal life, you've had disappointments. And here in the Crown, you got the Ace of Cups. If you notice, you have two aces in this as well. And it's a new beginning, saying a new beginning for love. And perhaps that has to do with these secrets the Moon's card's holding. And here you receive the Seven of Pentacles. I call this the almost harvest card. You're not there yet, but you have to be careful of what you're doing, but there is going to be a bounty coming in if you listen to the High Priestess and find out what type of secrets have been hidden in the backdrop. Let's see what your past card says. Your past card is the Two of Wands. In the past, you've had a lot of decisions to make. And you haven't made them. You've been kind of sitting on your laurels. Well, let's do the wait and see kind of thing. Because there really isn't any wands or a lot of wands in this that says, there's a lot of energy and movement going on. You've been just kind of sitting back and on the couch and going, yeah, I'll make some decisions. I guess I will. But the future card is the Six of Swords, and that's just a movement card. You're going from troubled waters to more calmer waters, and this is a decision you had to make with the Two of Wands. Is that you really have to move on, and you can't hang on to things like the Four of Pentacles. You have to take control of your life like the Emperor does, or have somebody that's like the Emperor help you take control of your life. The overall energy of the reading and the possible outcome is the Transition card. In the Timely Tarot deck, it's the transition. In the Rider-Waite, it's the Death card, and it's transformation. It's just change. You're transforming into something new. You've made some decisions. You're not hanging on to things anymore like the Four of Pentacles. You've made these decisions. In the past, you haven't, but now you're making them. And it appears they'll be successful with the Sun card if you're listening to the High Priestess. Now here's the Doreen Virtue Messages of the Angels card. You got Crystal. That's the first time I've received this one. Have faith and hope because there's something positive and new on the horizon that you can't yet see. So maybe you've made a lot of decisions recently, but they haven't come to fruition. You haven't seen any results from it, but you're feeling good about it. You're transforming, and you're knowing you've got abundance around the corner. You've got ace cards, and a lot of this is a commanding reading because you have so many major arcana cards, and that means that it's going to... The card on the top left for what you know is the Knight of Swords. Pages bring ideas and knights act on them. But he's an impetuous knight that gallops along at full speed, and once he passes by, I'm sure you're thinking, What happened? And in his haste, he has a tendency of being dysfunctional. Swords cards are our teachers. But then again, there's a lot of dysfunction going on. We've got the Two of Swords woman that can't make a decision because of opposing forces. We got the Eight of Swords woman that's blindfolded, tied up, and has swords around her, but in reality, she could have escaped at any time. And this Knight of Swords, too, is also somewhat dysfunctional. He gives off an intensity. It's like a smoldering smoke that blinds you. And although he's fearless and he tries to make wrongs into rights, his presence is a call to action and a reminder for you to slow down and make sure you've thoroughly thought through any decisions. And also at this time, if there's any travel involved, it might not be easy sailing. Now the clarification card is the Five of Wands, and this is reinforcing that there's conflict. Anytime there's impetuousness, typically there's conflict. And here it's saying, yeah, there's some type of resistance, aggression, even anger. And I'm feeling like it's for some kind of negotiations or basic decision-making interactions. It feels like somebody or some people are stone cold against recent changes and plans. Now, and what you know, or what can be or is the Empress. She's about the senses of material things, of feeling, touching, loving. But she's also about fertility, which can be the birth of ideas and the instigation of new projects. But the clarification card here is the Six of Wands. You're a victor in some type of competition or contest, and it's indicating whatever that you embark on from the Empress is going to be successful. You're going to be honored for your prowess and victory. However, there's a little bloop in the graph here for the self and self-awareness because you received the Tower. This doesn't have to be a negative vibration or feeling to it. It's really something's causing some kind of ethereal shift in time and space. But it's going to be causing a rebuilding of order. This could be something like your conscious mind is restructuring itself for new ideas and the needs involved in the new ideas. And I think you're aware of this. Now the clarification card is the Two of Pentacles. Two to me means decision, partnership, and perhaps even balance, or balancing of affairs. And to keep the balls in the air and not drop them. I think it's reminding you to make some grave deliberations in order to make the right decision or decisions. Because I'm getting the feeling that there's a multifaceted problem that it needs to mesh a lot of things together compatibly. And in these decisions, that's what you have to do, is you have to be the master of bringing it all together. The future card is the Knight of Pentacles. It's not often that you see somebody or something nowadays that will do something responsible instead of the stardom of being a knight or in the starlight of the victory of things. This guy really doesn't care about victory. He cares about being responsible and taking his work seriously. He's well grounded and he receives his rewards through traditional time-tested endeavors. He's learned from experience. Even though he's a knight, he's the most responsible knight in the court. And as he plods along slowly, he accumulates things as he goes. His preference is peaceful negotiations, and I think that's why he's moving away from the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands. He methodically evaluates everything. Probably maybe even too much, like a Virgo would do, a very detail-oriented, but he achieves success in his own good time. But what he wants you to do too is roll up your sleeves and get to work and get your fingernails dirty. Don't be afraid to work. Because if you don't, there won't be any success. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.